Can you be politically objective for business success? Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Oftentimes our talks, and we do this on a daily basis if you're new, oftentimes we talk here about business success, about how to build a business or a cause or whatever you're working on, how to build it up to a point to where you can be successful, whatever that means to you. Okay. It's no clear line in the sand. You've got to define that for yourself. Completely subjective. There's different ways of doing it. And one of the things I attempt to pass on to my clients is the ability to look at any situation and how to learn something for your business. And right now, as I'm filming this is October of 2020. And it doesn't matter when you're watching this because the same principle applies. And the principle is the idea of politics and being able, can you be politically objective is my question. Can you step back out of time and space, look at the politics that's going on around you and learn something from it without judging it good or bad? It's not that you don't have political opinions. I'm sure you do, and there's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is, can you pull yourself back from that for a moment and look at what's going on in kind of a timeless state, in the sense that like you're a historian looking back at what's going on and see what has occurred. And you're not going to know what happens after right now because it's right now. You don't know the future, but you know what led up to what's going on right now. You must have some concept of it if you're paying attention to politics at all. So you could step back and look at what's actually coming out in front of you. And I'll tell you why I'm bringing this up. I got to experience something that was very unique, very interesting. I've paid attention to politics close to my whole life. It's just kind of the way I was brought up in a family that was involved in politics and so forth. So not my direct immediate family, but kind of extended family. And one thing I saw tonight I've never seen before in my life. Now I live in Grants Pass, Oregon. It's very much a rural area and compared to a whole lot of the country. We don't have a lot of large cities around this area. It's relatively small. Everything's pretty laid back. It tends to be an older generations that live around here. So unlike what many people would picture Oregon as being like in terms of the makeup of the people here are very conservative and very, right now in 2020, we've got the election going on between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Around here, Donald Trump is by far the predominant beloved figure. And so one of the things that's going on across the country right now, although you don't see much of it reported, which I'm not really sure, regardless of where you stand on things, I'm not sure why they're not reporting it that much, but across the country they're having these cruises, right, where people get together and they get their America flags and their Trump flags and they get their pickup trucks and cars and they pick a spot to drive around for a couple hours on Saturday nights or Saturday evening, afternoon to evening. And that happens every Saturday. It has been happening for a few weeks now. And I had seen it kind of at a distance, but I found myself right in the middle of it. Today, I just happened to be in downtown area in Grants Pass where this occurs, and I got to see and there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. You never see any type of display like this in general in this area, but to see it every weekend and to see it seems to be growing every weekend for a very what would you call it? A very fractured race to where the whole country seems to be split down the middle, and yet you have this type of showing out here. It was amazing. It was incredible. And once again I say, can you pull yourself away from it? I don't care if you're a diehard Trump fan or if you're a diehard Joe Biden fan or if you hate politics in general. Can you pull yourself back from it and look at what's occurring? Can you look at, say, the marketing of this situation? The fact that they've been able to take a figure, Donald Trump, that we're talking about here, and I don't care about what you think about him. Just step away from that for a moment and look at how someone somewhere, and I don't think it was the Trump campaign just from my knowledge of how these campaigns are set up. I think this was more of a grassroots effort that maybe got promoted somewhere in a campaign, or somebody's promoting it because it's happening nationwide. Someone went and designed this. It's a simple concept. You get in your car, a whole bunch of people are doing it, so you're probably not going to get pulled over for cruising if you have cruising violations in your area, which we used to have a lot when I lived in California, that you weren't allowed to do this type of cruising. But you have all these people all getting together. All you need is a few flags, a couple bumper stickers. A lot of people have magnets on the side of their cars, and you get in a line and just drive around in a circle up one street, down another, so that we've got two one-way streets, one going one way, one going the other way, and so you can literally go in a great big long rectangle back and forth. Very simple. A few people, I saw at least one really large trailer that was selling all the paraphernalia that goes along with it, all the flags and wallets and bumper stickers and everything you could buy from this one spot. I'm surprised more people aren't taking advantage of it. They had these people were set up across the street from this major parking lot where all the people gathered, and people just stopped there the whole time picking up more stuff. Hey, if you're a Trump fan and you want to go on this thing, you stop at this place, you pay way too much money for your flag, and you get in line, and they honk, everyone's honking at each other, and people doing thumbs up. The opposition, where there is opposition, you don't see a whole lot of it at this time of day. Because I was watching watching around for everybody. Every once in a while, you'd see someone on the street go, moo, but you're watching the rest of it, and it was amazing what it did. So you have an intimidation factor that's taking place to a certain, because just the amount of numbers of people is outrageous. It's amazing. And once again, you may see it as good, you may see it as bad, but look at the marketing attached to it. Look at the simplicity of the concept, and that if you have a crowd, can you get that crowd together, people that have nothing about each other? Can you get them together in a physical location? And even in a situation like what we're seeing in 2020 with COVID-19 happening, can you get them into a situation where they don't even need to be within spitting distance of each other? They could still be separate, but they're still together. Creates a bond. It's difficult to imagine doing something like this for your business, but I want you to think about it. Think about car clubs. Think about all the different things that people are able to get together and bond over a commonality. And it may not be over your specific brand, but it may be something within the industry of your brand. And think about the things that already exist that you can plug into, and how you can make it more sticky in that way. It's just a very interesting scenario of how you take a human trait and this desire to be with people that think the way you think and do the things you do, and then having basically, whether it be politicians or just plain grassroots people, getting together and designing something that becomes viral, that grows and grows and grows. It's a very interesting piece of human nature. And once again, step away from your thoughts on that. I don't care if you're hardcore Trump, I want you to step outside of that, outside of the thing that you think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. If you think he's the devil, I want you to step out of that. And the lesson here is, can you be objective, emotionally objective? It's one of the main points that I talk about when I'm talking about my 3 pillars. One of the main pillars is being grounded in reality. Can you be grounded in reality and step away from the scenario and see it for how you can use it in your business? This can be done in any situation, but it's important to practice with the things that can be the most divisive, like politics. Hopefully that makes sense to you. If you find more ideas for how you can make your business completely shine outside of all competition, go check out my book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. You get a free copy at AmazonProofBook.com. That's AmazonProofBook.com, all one word. We'll be back here tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.